When I was a younger kid, about 8 years old or so, I used to ride home from school on the school bus every day. And I remember one day sitting next to like this young kindergartner kid. I didn't really know him at the time, and we just kind of were sitting there quietly, both kind of bored out of our minds. Suddenly an idea jumps in my head. Hey kid, want to hear a story? And he just kind of looks at me, and then he's just gonna, yeah, sure. Because, I mean, kindergartners, they don't really know better. Don't talk to strangers. I mean, I was like, not too much older than him, so I wasn't that scary. So I start telling him this tale, spinning him this tale about this prince who is going on this quest to save a princess in a tower on his trusty, rather unhelpful steed. And throughout this course of the story, on his way there, getting the princess, and on the way back, he is just having the most miserable time because he is just fumbling about, just getting beaten up by all these various things, failing to do all of these various tasks, and just getting mocked by his horse constantly. This horse is laughing at him constantly. And while this tale was entirely nonsensical, it was the craziest thing ever. I mean, what do you expect from, like, an 8-year-old? This little kindergartner was laughing just so hard, it was hilarious to him. And that just brightened up my day like nothing else. Little did I know in that moment, I was developing skills for what I would eventually want to become 13 years later and for the rest of my life. A storyteller. But there's this mysticality that storytelling often has, that only a select few are able to tell stories, and everyone else is a simpleton only to consume those stories. But I personally don't think that's true. See, at the TED Talk that I recently rewatched, once said, the speaker explained that we as a human society have been telling stories for 100,000 years. And honestly, something like that is innate to us. It's so natural to us that we've probably just forgotten that we have these skills. Take, for example, the story of going to work. While it doesn't seem that interesting, I mean, I got in my car, I drove, I arrived to work. There's a lot that happens in between. Where the crazy drivers, somebody going too slow, you're only 5 minutes, even though you're 5 minutes away from work, you've got about 5 minutes on the clock. And there's somebody slow right in front of you and all around you. Like, by simply adding factors like this, conflict, if you will, it immediately raises the stakes, getting people hooked. And also, like, people are like, really make it to work. And they also empathize this because it's something that's relatable. We all have to go to work. All of us have been late to something or need to get to some event. So it's relatability and conflict that really connect us to these stories. And we've all had that kind of thing. We've all had conflict in our lives. We all had something that happens to us. And we all are going through this human experience together. I enjoy taking these simple things, these simple mundane things, and making this huge, and making them something exciting, this huge endeavor that you have to go on. And honestly, we all do that. Whether it's recanting the olden days of what our grandparents did, or great-grandparents up the family tree, or telling of various Bible stories or other mythologies that we have, or just telling about culture, telling about traditions that we have and where they came from. those are all stories. And while they might not be the next best-selling novel or the next blockbuster movie, it means something to someone. Your loved ones, your valued people, the people you value in your life, be it your children, your family, your wife, husband, spouse, whomever, or the friends in your life. They value you and you value them. So, to them, your story means everything. Which is why you're a storyteller. I'm a storyteller. We all are. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.